It's now or never with LA Laker Alex Caruso. Alex, I know you're talking about small stars. These things are dope. But lots of big news in the NBA today. A possible July 31st return. The owners are voting next week. What are your first thoughts?
I mean, it's exciting. Just putting a date out there in general is a great first step, or second step technically, because the facility's been open. I guess that was the first step, but yeah, man, just any type of progress towards getting back out there and playing is exciting news for me and the rest of the guys.
We're hearing about 22 teams coming back. What are your concerns when you hear that and when you hear about the return?
I don't know if concerns is the right word for it. For maybe the other teams towards the end of the standings for playoff race, maybe it's a little concerning for them as far as just like the neglect of the rest of the regular season or whatever they may have. But we're sitting in a pretty good spot at the top of the Western Conference standings right now. So to me, it's not too bad. I'm really just, like I said, I just want to play. Whatever it takes to get back out there. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
I was gonna say, when this all went down, unfortunately, you guys were the hottest team in the league, man. You had beaten the Bucks and the Clippers over that weekend. You guys had the momentum.
Yeah.
More so than any other team in the league. How do you feel getting back out there? Do you feel like you guys can pick it back up?
Yeah, I got asked this question the other day if it was going to be like what was going to be the biggest challenge about getting back to that level, and I don't think it's going to be the mental part. I think we have such a veteran-led squad. We got guys that have been there before, so like they know what to expect, and our practices leading up to it, our scrimmages will probably be really intense and as close to the atmosphere we can get. I think the physical part's going to be the biggest hurdle. Just getting everybody back to peak physical shape to be able to play as hard as it takes to play in the playoffs. I think that's probably going to be the biggest challenge.
How did you guys keep the camaraderie going during this time?
The group chat never ends. The ability, it's almost been the only way we can communicate, because obviously everybody's staying home and staying socially distant through a lot of these 2 months that we've been out. So plenty of jokes and plenty of catching up in the group text still. We really just kind of treated it like nothing changed.
Alex, you saw during The Last Dance, I'm sure you watched like everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan, the difference between being in shape and game shape. There's different levels of players in the NBA. Is everyone using the same facilities now? But during the quarantine, were you able to work out the way you wanted to?
The way I wanted to that's a tricky phrase, because obviously I'd want to be playing games and practicing and staying in the shape I was already in. But yeah, it was difficult, man. Just because anybody who's ever played pickup basketball or any type of basketball, you're not in basketball shape until you play basketball. It's impossible to be in shape to make all the movements, the cuts, the slides, the jumps, unless you're actually doing it. So yeah, that part is always going to be hard to get back. And like I said, the physical part I think is going to be the hurdle for everybody to get over. But I got confidence in our guys. We got a bunch of pros in our locker room, and I think we'll be ready to go.
And I know you're a professional athlete and you were waiting for the season to start, but did you find it difficult to even eat healthy? Like, you have to keep your mindset healthy and motivated, but like, how did you stop from snacking during this entire time?
Yeah, man, luckily I kind of ate out of my sweet tooth a couple years ago. I'm not a big desserts or cookies and ice cream guy anymore. Occasionally I'll dabble and treat myself, but I've been fortunate to eat myself. I think I ate so much candy as a kid that I kind of I'm over it now. But yeah, it was difficult, man. Especially restaurants were shut down. Even the grocery stores were a little sketchy at first. So it was tough. But I made do, and I think I did the best I could.
Alex, when you hear about the different possible plans they have to get everyone back in action playing, do you want some type of tournament? Are you hoping for the traditional 16-team, 8 in the West, 8 in the East? Like, how are you wanting things to pan out? And what are your teammates saying as well?
Yeah, it's disappointing for me is just because this is my first full NBA season and first season where the team that I'm associated with is going to be in the playoffs. So I was really looking forward to just having that atmosphere, the fans at home going crazy, having a whole city against you showing up for 2 games on the road. I was really looking forward to having all that, and not getting the full experience is going to be a bit of a downer. But like I said earlier, man, anything is cool with me. They can do the pool play, they can do the playing games, they can do 16 seed, whatever they got to do to get us back out there and play. I'm ready to do it, and I feel like, I mean, I haven't talked directly with my teammates about it, but I have a feeling that's their thought process too.
Well, let's talk about your game and your progression. You've been on fire and fuego since last year. You signed a 2-year deal. How would you grade your performance this past season?
I would, I'm always very, very self-critical. I'm never gonna give myself probably the credit I deserve. But I would say A-. I think that's a solid. I think I play the role that I'm asked to play on this team really well. I think that my journey to get to this point has helped me kind of develop the skill set, and not just the physical skill set, but the mental skill set of coming off the bench, playing maybe 10 minutes one game and 30 minutes the next because I got it going. So I'd say A-, just because, I think I always have a little room for improvement.
With some time to bring it up to an A+ if the target date is July 31st.
Well, I mean, the only way to improve it is to play in actual games. I'm not gonna give myself credit until we actually get in the games and do it. So we'll see. There's always room for improvement. There's always we can email the prof and try to get some extra credit on these extra games in the after quarantine.
Speaking of those moments, did you spend a lot of time during the quarantine envisioning those moments? Did you find it too much time to think about, or how did you kill time? Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a funny thing thinking about moments. I was watching The Last Dance, and every time that they flash back to them winning the championship, I just got that like a little bit of adrenaline rush of like, man, I want to feel that. Like when you see MJ holding up 6 into the crowd, and you see him and Scotty embracing and stuff like that. I mean, I want to feel that. Like it's like an addiction. Like I gotta be the last team with the confetti falling, and I want to know what that feeling feels like. So yeah, I've thought about it. Anybody who plays basketball and plays to win championships and plays a game for the reason to win, they've thought about that for sure.
Hey Alex, when that purple and gold confetti falls on you, and if that's how it goes down this year, is there anyone in the league that's going to say this season has an asterisk to it because of the circumstances, or do you think everyone in the NBA looks at this as, hey man, it's a season, it's still the season?
Yeah, I mean, there's always gonna be people that say negative things, regardless if it goes perfectly normal. If we would have played out the regular season, go through the playoffs, and we win the championship, there would be people that just for some reason like to be negative and will find something to nitpick about. So as far as I'm concerned, man, if they let us play the rest of the season, whoever wins it, wins it. You still got to show up. You still got to play the game. And everybody might not be at the level they were at when we left. But that's life. Like, we can't change it. There's nothing you can do about it. So you either have two thought processes. You can feel sorry for everybody and think that, man, this is different. It doesn't feel the same. It's not what it is. Or you can go out and just take on the challenge and be like, all right, everybody take 3 months off and let's come back and see who's the best.
You sound crazy competitive, man.
Yeah, y'all are getting me a little fired up, man. Y'all are getting. I gotta calm down over here.
Alex, you absolutely have embraced being, the fan's favorite, the guy people love to talk about on social media, the murals. Like, Does it ever get to your head? Do you have fun with it? Like, what's your whole take on being that guy?
Yeah, for me, it's a lot of fun. I was on Zach Lowe podcast the other day, and I kind of talked about how it's gotten to a little bit of an overkill point with the quarantine of all these social media accounts just reposting old videos. But the mural and the fan appreciation, man, that's something that every athlete hopes for. That's one of the reasons we play the game is for the fans. I love playing in front of crowds. I love hearing the crowds yell and get excited after a big play. Brings me energy, brings the team energy. So I think it's just been great. The relationship I have with the Laker Nation and the fans has grown over the last 2 years from my 2-way contract to being a full-time member of the team this year. So it's been great. I don't take life too seriously. I don't take myself too seriously. So that makes it easy for me to just kind of be myself.
Does it feel cool though when you see these young kids rocking your jersey and
I can still remember the first time I saw a kid wear a number 4 jersey. And even through like the middle of the season, right before All-Star break, a little bit after All-Star break, we were in Denver. That was our last game before the break, and I saw a kid that had some sign or had like my jersey on and was like, yeah, like you're my favorite player. I'm like, I'm playing against the Joker, like Jamal Murray, and then guys on my team, Rondo, Dwight Howard, Braun, AD. This kid's talking about I'm his favorite player. It's really special, man. You know, just to be able to have that effect on somebody is really cool.
Do you see yourself developing, I would say, into that Steve Kerr type of player? Because, you know, everyone keeps referring to The Last Dance, but he made a great point. He's the guy that knew he wasn't going to get the touches that Michael got. You're not going to get the touches that, like, LeBron or AD get. Mm-hmm. But do you look forward to those moments where you might get those, 5 moments, but you make them count? Is that where you see your game?
Yeah, I mean, that's to a smaller extent, that's kind of how I've made my career at this point. You know, I've had on the 2-way contract, I had 2 games here, and then I would go back down to the G League and say, well, I better make the most of these 15 minutes or these 20 minutes I get in these 2 games. And if there's an opportunity that's there, I got to take it. And at the end of the day, man, people watch this and they say, oh, man, he sounds like a nice guy, cool dude. We love to hang out with him. But like when I'm on the court, I'm competitive. You know, nice. I'm there to win. It's win or go home each time I'm on the court, and that's kind of that. You see that passion and the fire that I kind of play with. That's those moments, if they arise, I'm definitely going to be excited to take advantage of them.
When you saw how competitive Jordan was in The Last Dance, it's almost like he wasn't even having fun. He was so competitive. You think you could have played with a guy like that? I
think I could have. Just because I think at the end of the day, whenever I'm on the court, it's business. I'm a fun. I joke around, and I like to be sarcastic and make fun of the teammates and everybody. The normal stuff that goes on within basketball and within sports, as far as teams are concerned. But when I step on the court, whether it's practice or a game, I'm ready to go. People forget that this is a job. We love basketball, and this is a game, and it's a sport, and we're privileged to play it. But at the end of the day, they're paying us money to show up and work, and I got to be ready to go to work whenever they're asking me to work. So that's kind of just always been my mindset. It's kind of helped me get to this point. I do a good job of blocking out negativity. So even if Jordan's cussing at me during the practice, like I'm gonna find a way to get my job done and make sure that it was done right.
Nice, man. Hey, even with the gaming stuff, because I know you're big into gaming, Is that fun, or are you competitive there too?
Yeah, I get a little too competitive sometimes. I'll be playing Warzone or Fortnite with some of my buddies, and I'll die, or one of them will die, and I might lash out for a second. I got to take a step back and remember that it's all fun and games. FIFA too, man. I get super competitive in FIFA. I get really upset. It's not usually at the other player. It's usually just at how broken the game is sometimes.
Yo, Alex, that picture of you surfaced, what was it, last year, where you're all ripped? Is that the story of your life, whether it be teammates or even the ladies? Have you been like a secretly ripped dude always?
I have a weird body type where I've always had low body fat. I don't think I've ever had body fat above like a 7.5 or maybe even 7. I just have a fast metabolism, and it cuts down, and eventually I figured out that nutrition was an important part of building yourself up as an athlete. My senior year of college, I started to realize that, and I've kind of taken it into full effect then. So I've always been the skinny kid, and now that I'm finally getting to a point where I'm eating right, I'm eating the right stuff, I'm starting to fill out a little bit, at least comparatively to an average human being. Still next to LeBron, I look pretty pedestrian, but everybody kind of does. But yeah, man, it's really I don't even know what to say about it. I just kind of go about my life and do what I do.
Well, let's do something called Cop or Drop, all right? Buy or sell. Tell us if you like these nicknames or not, all right? Let's talk about your many, many nicknames.
This is good.
And let's start off with Bald Mamba. Cop or drop?
Bald Mamba. I'll say cop just for one reason. Obviously, I'm losing my hair. Like, I can't do anything about that. I'm not going to change that. And I think this was like the original Laker, this was like the original slogan that they like gave me when I first started like dunking and having all these highlights.
Right.
Now, What about the bald eagle?
This one's not as bad. I would prefer the Mamba one over this one though. You know, they're kind of the same thing. I'm not sure where they got the eagle from. Maybe because it's like a flying thing or like an American thing. I'm not really sure.
All right, the accountant.
The accountant's just funny, so I say cop. I think that's a cop.
Okay.
All right, Carushow, the Carushow.
An obvious cop. This is a great tagline. This is probably my favorite out of all of them. The Carushow, just because it kind of fits with the lake show, and then obviously it just meshes with my name very well.
Really? I'm sorry, this is your favorite, because I thought the next one might have been your favorite. It's the GOAT, and it was given to you by Ron.
Yeah, this I don't know if this is an acceptable nickname. I'm tentatively gonna say drop, just because I don't want to disrespect the true GOATs. Although I say tentative just because it is a nickname from a teammate.
Awesome. Well, listen, continued success. Let's hope you guys start up soon, and for your sake, I hope that confetti falls on you and you get to hold up the NBA trophy, my man.
Man, me as well, guys. It was great chatting.
Yo, definitely.
Yeah. Hey, tell everyone about these bad boys.
Oh yeah. This is the new and improved way to hang out with your favorite stars at home. As you can see, I got I originally thought it was kind of like the bobblehead 2.0, but as you can see, this thing is as big as my entire face. This isn't a bobblehead. This is like next level. NBA All-Stars, small stars, as they call them. They're great, man. They're great collectibles. You know, it's got a little magnetic basketball to the hand. I love mine. I'm gonna play some Twitch with some FIFA with Bron here in a minute.
Alex, I have a 3-month-old son. This is his first basketball toy, so thank you.
Nice.
Hey,
he's officially a Lakers fan.
He don't have a choice now.
I know.
No choice. Thank you, Alex Caruso.
Guys, it was a pleasure. Y'all take care.